Engage.
Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
There are many rules to living in a dictatorship of the bankers, to living in a tyranny, to living under despotism. But one of the most important rules, probably the cardinal rule of tyranny, is to criminalize the non-criminal, to make everything criminal, to pass so many laws that no one even knows what the laws and regulations and bureaucracies are, and all the new little fake courts and bureaucracies, to where everyone at any time can be investigated and imprisoned or fined and feed to the tyranny. And thousands of laws are being passed criminalizing all behavior, basically. Or there's not even a law that you have to be vaccinated, but if you don't vaccinate your kids, they'll CPS them in many cases. Or there's no law that you can't yell at your children or even spank them, but they imprison you and take your children when there is no law. That's on record. See, this is what a tyranny is, and they have their administrative law courts. They have these family law courts that are really the eugenics law courts set up in the last 100 years in the Western world. That's all historical fact. And so I covered this article in the last hour, Government Demands Inventory of All VFW Weapons. And it says, we don't care if it's a Spanish-American War, Civil War. We don't care if it's over 100 years old. We will send the BATF and the FBI with SWAT teams for stolen military equipment. See, swords, knives, tanks, missiles. The Fed said, we want to give you decommissioned. You know, you see on a lot of them gifted by the U.S. Army to VFW chapter, and you drive through small towns and see the VFW, and there'll be a helicopter and a tank. Or there'll be a missile, or there'll be an old howitzer, or there'll be a World War I gun, or there'll be a Spanish-American War gun, or there'll be a gun of the Confederacy next to a gun of the... You see them everywhere. You see them at the capitals. They'll even have Revolutionary War cannons at some of the state capitals. Some of the mortars, you know, little cannons pointing straight up. Old-fashioned mortar was just a cannon at an angle. And so nobody has these records. These guys are in there grilling steaks and hamburgers and drinking beer and playing poker and 42 dominoes. I mean, that's what's going on at the VFW, ladies and gentlemen. They're talking about deer hunting. They're talking about, you know, whose house they're renovating and, you know, their construction job and how their kid just got into A&M. They're not, and they're there worshiping the government and whatever it says. They're good people. They're just completely ignorant on average. Well, now the Homeland Security document comes out and says veterans are the number one threat, gun owners are the number one threat. It's public. I told you, you're the enemy. They know you're not going to go along with what's about to happen in this country. This is really happening. And so we went over this entire document earlier. Did you guys print me this document like I was asking? I forgot at home to print the actual document on the Government Demands Inventory of All VFW Weapons. We have the document and the inventory form. Print that for me because I want to show that. Or you can go to the website and just click on it, actually. We need to show people that way because we just started simulcasting. We're going to simulcast for 3 hours today of the 4-hour radio show at prisonplanet.tv. So I need to add we are simulcasting right now at prisonplanet.tv. We normally do the third and fourth hour, but a lot of days we do the whole 4 hours, or more often than not, we do 3 hours of the show. Ron Paul has never joined me from basically the floor of the House, but he's got he was scheduled for a week because he's scheduled every month to be on with us at 12:30 Central Standard Time, 1:30 Eastern, and they're in floor debates right now, and he wants to get up and speak about the bill to audit the Fed that's got over 200 sponsors right now. Key story up on prisonplanet.com from Steve Watson. And we're going to have Ron Paul with his cell phone from somewhere in the gallery or the rotunda there calling in sometime in the hour. So heads up on that. And maybe an abbreviated interview as well, so we'll have to get back with him soon. Because duty calls, as they say, on the front lines of the legislative fight against our occupiers, the dictators, the private criminal central bank, Federal Reserve, now being subpoenaed by Congress. See, this idea of subpoenaing them is now out there.
Many